talking about our lot number 192, the cover piece of our printed catalog from the April 11 and April 10 auction of fine Asian art here at Take. And as you can see, it's a magnificent and very large, extremely large Gandhara schist head of a Bodhisattva, and Bodhisattva Maitreya to be precise. And this comes from a very good provenance. It comes first, it was in the collection of Giovanni Testori. And Giovanni Testori was a noted Italian writer who lived from 1923 to 1993, and he wrote screenplays. He was very famous for Luchino Visconti during the 1960s, some very important movies, and his longtime companion Alain Pierre Touba, who passed away in 2021, was also a noted collector. Both had an important art collection, and this is where this head comes from. It was then acquired long time ago by Leonardo Vigorelli, who is the noted Italian dealer for Gandhara art, Dalton Sommeré, the famous gallery. And this is where it's been for a very long time until it eventually came back on the market with us here in 2025. The notable thing, of course, is the sheer size on one hand, because large schist stones are very rare. You have to imagine the complete statue probably had a size exceeding 3 meters, 2 meters, 80 maybe 3 meters, something like that. There are several heads of the size known all over the world, and also torsos that indicate that the largest schist statues had around that size. Yeah? I personally think it could have come either from a seated figure or a standing figure, but more likely a seated figure. In this case, the size would have been around 240, 250 centimeters. Interesting is the Garuda subject here in the turban, which appears on a number of these statues. It's a known subject with the figure here, and you can clearly see the head and the beak of the Garuda. And then you have here these Hercules Vajrapani figures. One is disappeared, of course, is gone. And here you have the other one, and then you have here the central floret. And of course here the owner and the characteristic moustache. And then another thing are these Leogryph earrings with lions here. This one is gone, unfortunately. This one here, the head on the body of the lion is here. The earring itself has some restoration, because some of it was gone as well, is actually still gone, and some of it has been reattached and reworked. Yeah? And then, of course, this section here you can see, which goes beyond the ears, is only fragmentary existing here and on the other side as well. So there's quite some losses. Also, the tip of the nose here, of course, has been affected, but that is normal, because when the figure falls apart, there is a break line here. So this part of the nose is always damaged typically. It's nothing unusual. Yeah? It has never been cleaned, so there is some sand here. There's also more sand around here and a little less here, encrustations. And there are some strong nicks around this area here, and also some erosion here, here, and here. So this is overall quite a good picture, if you will, and quite consistent with what we've seen from the hundreds and hundreds of Gandhara pieces which we have handled in the past. Of course, schist is a metamorphic stone, so from a geological perspective, it's quite weak. Hence, you have a lot of structural fissures here going through the stone. This is natural. With schist, it's highly breakable. It has to be highly protected when shipped. It's also very, very heavy. We're looking at this head, has a weight of about 120 kilograms at least. Yeah, so it's quite heavy. The base is very strong, so it's supporting it. There's no risk here. It's an old base which is made from metal, which is cast, which was made by Giovanni Testori back probably in the 1970s or 1980s, and which has been with the statue ever since. There's quite some interesting comparables. There is one that had a very similar turban, and we have an expert's note in the catalog about the one that compares so favorably. When you see the images of the two heads next to it, you can literally see that they are most likely done by the same workshop, if not by the same sculptor. Yeah? This one is in the Musée Guimet now. It's not as large, it has about 120 centimeters. It's also only a fragment, but this one is a bit larger. There's also some interesting auction result comparisons. There's another one with this related turban, but much smaller, 30 centimeters, so this is about that size, yeah, which sold at Bonhams in New York a couple of years ago for 60,000 euros. And then, of course, a larger one with 50 centimeters. Yeah, this one has 72. Yeah, so this is really, really huge. 85 centimeters, including stand, 70 without. And the one in New York had 47 centimeters. So this is about this size and sold for 310,000 euros. Here we have an estimate of 50,000 euros and a starting price of 25. And so this is quite a reasonable price. And as I said, it's on the cover of our printed catalog. And if you ever wanted to acquire a very large Gandhara, Maitreya head, here's your chance. Good luck in bidding.